Every time.
Welcome to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. Well, I didn't get those into the recording, guys, so don't worry about it. You're pre-voice talking. But today, we got everybody's favorite segment from last year, heroes, villains, and sidekicks. But Josh, how's your weekend going?
Not good, actually. I had a huge rock fly up and hit my windshield this morning, and then as I came out of this trampoline park, someone had put a big old dent in our car. So our car got hit twice today. It was a good time.
I'm sorry.
Sick burn.
Yeah, how's y'all's weekend going?
Mine's going good. I'm drinking Budweiser, which Budweiser, now if you get the 16-ounce aluminum cans, or aluminum bottles, sorry, they are Leslie Knope approved. $1 of your purchase goes to the National Parks Foundation.
Oh, nice.
So Leslie Knope approves this message.
Thank you, Leslie.
Eric, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I was car shopping all day with the wife, sinking deeper into debt, but we got a new vehicle, so that's
Debt
cool.
snowball.
So for those of you that don't know, Brad, will you please tell everyone what your strategy on debt is?
So it is dig yourself a hole, but just fall in that hole with a shovel so you can dig yourself out.
Bingo.
You
But you
claw
gotta
your
fall
way
in
back.
the hole first.
You got to go in the hole. You got to
Gotta
get
go
deep down there. You got to
deep.
be nervous that you might not ever come out. But when you come out, man, does that credit score look amazing.
Bingo.
What's
Bingo,
the
bingo.
what's the line from Shawshank? He had to crawl through a mile of foul smelling whatever, and then came out smelling like roses or something like that. That's the Brad Buckner plan for.
Yeah, but according to Outcast, roses smell like boo-boo.
How'd it go?
That wasn't the right drop. Josh didn't hear that, but that was not the right drop. All right, yeah. So we didn't kind of talk about this for the show. We do have a little bit of a game. It's a little Family Feud style. We're going to mix that in with some sleepers, some breakouts, some bust. So we're going to fire this off, though, with test your all's knowledge right now. We
I'm
got,
ready.
you guys want running backs, quarterbacks, or wide receiver?
It doesn't matter. I'm probably going to win.
Oh, I don't think so.
He's probably right.
I don't think so. These are some advanced stats here. Some very, very nerdy stats.
Are you coming up with that air yard stat again? What was
Oh,
that
I
one?
wanted to so bad. The Alex.
Oh,
Air
that
less
was-
than expected. Oh, my God. That's an amazing stat. Eric doesn't probably know it last year. I pulled this stat off Football Outsiders that was, on third down plays when the quarterback doesn't throw it to the first down marker?
Yeah.
And you get so mad because, why are you throwing it 3 yards behind it?
I like to call that
By the way,
Adam
Dak
Gase.
Prescott was the worst at that last year, if I want to pull it up.
He's the worst.
Or was he the best at it?
No, he was the worst. He was negative. The best is Patrick Mahomes by far. But
Yeah, if he only beats 2 yards, he's going to chunk it for 40.
yes, and his numbers showed that. But we're going to start with running backs here. And I got to turn the computer so Eric can't see it. But we're going to go with success rate. So I'm just going to do the top 5.
Okay.
And I'm even going to knock the number 5 one out and put 6 in there because number 5 was Kareem Hunt on successful runs. And we all meh. So running backs last year, who was the most successful on their runs. So what that means is, did they get the yards they needed on their runs each time they ran the ball?
What is the minimum amount of carries?
No, it just means it's successful. There's no minimum. There's no minimum.
I mean, if they carried it one time and they were successful, that would be number 1.
Oh, my God. Okay, I think the minimum is like 50. I don't know what Football Outsiders did. Go to Football Outsiders.
I'm just saying I need to know because I need to know if I need to throw guys like C.J. Anderson in there.
Go ahead, throw guys like CJ.
Yeah, I think you got to be ready for anybody with these stats. So
I don't think anybody will get number 1, but hey.
nobody's going to get
All
number
right.
1?
You want to guess first, Eric?
Sure. I will guess James Conner.
Not on the list.
Mm.
Josh, would you like to pass or play?
I think I'll play.
You're going to play? All right, give me one.
All right, so most successful, you probably want to go with someone who has a high yards per carry. Kamara. What about Kamara?
He is number 2. Number 2 is Alvin Kamara.
Nicely done, sir.
All right. Give me another one.
So you said James Conner. Let's go with Christian McCaffrey.
He is not. He is actually 7.
Oh,
So close, yet so far away. 1 X on the board.
Do we have an ant drop?
Oh, we do. I just messed it up.
Nice.
He's
There you go.
7. That I feel pretty good about that.
That was very close.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Well, at a high yards per carry. What about Philip Lindsay? I feel good about Philip Lindsay.
Oh, he's not even in the top 10.
I was thinking the same thing, Josh. I was debating that when
He had like 5.4 yards.
He was only at 49% success rate, so under 50%.
Okay, that's 2 strikes for me.
2 strikes on the board.
All right, we'll go with Gurley. That's an easy one.
Gurley, yes, he is number 4. Gurley is number 4.
4, really? Wow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Gurley was number 4.
Might as well shoot your shot with Gurley. I kind of want to put CJ Anderson there, but I don't know if he meets a minimum, but I'll say CJ.
Well, CJ Anderson's not on there. He's very low because if you remember, he didn't start with the Rams. He actually got cut earlier in the season.
Yeah.
So his numbers were very low. I can't even find him. He's not even in the top 30.
What about?
Now you're
That's your
done.
3rd strike, bud.
All right, for the steal, Eric. For the steal.
Yeah, go ahead, Eric.
For successful runs.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
We said Kamara, we said Gurley, we said McCaffrey, we said Connor, we said Lindsay.
Those are all people we said.
Sure. I'll go with Zeke.
Zeke is not.
Wow.
Zeke has stuffed a lot. He is actually below. He's actually above James Conner, but below Frank Gore at exactly 50%
Below
rate.
Frank Gore.
Yeah, and below Nick Chubb. So here we go. Number 5, well, actually number 6, because I took number 5 out of Kareem Hunt. Number 6 was Aaron Jones.
He did
Okay.
have
I can see
pretty
that.
good efficiency.
Aaron
Right?
Jones. Number 3, Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara's running mate. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, well, he didn't. He only played half the season, so
Yeah, he had
he was
kind of
actually only one. He was tied with Gurley at 57%. But the most surprising is number 1, Gus Edwards, 63%.
Who?
Gus Edwards, the Gus bus.
Yeah,
The reason I wanted to bring this up, the only reason I brought this one up, and I wanted to do this one, is because Mark Ingram was 3, correct? Gus Edwards was 1. Mark Ingram is taking over Gus Edwards' role. How do you think it's going to help him in fantasy? If he gets the workload there, if he gets the majority of the workload, he's a better running back than Gus Edwards.
No,
No, what? You don't think he's going to get the workload there?
I think he's going to get hurt.
Oh, but until he does.
They have a guy they drafted though that they really like. What's his name?
Lamar Jackson?
No,
Who still can't throw the ball,
running
by the
back.
way?
No, young running back on that team on Baltimore.
Yeah, the only news I saw, speaking of since we didn't bring up news, is that Lamar Jackson is still having problems throwing the ball.
Shocking.
Which is kind of difficult because he plays quarterback.
Yeah. Josh, any news you want to bring up while we get ready for any news you had, Josh?
Julian Edelman signed a 2-year extension.
Nobody cares. He'll be with the Patriots till he dies. You got some teeters in that ice drink?
No,
Sad.
Disappointed. I'm disappointed.
real bummer. I know.
I'm drinking a Rockstar Fruit Punch. Sponsor us, Rockstar.
We'll take any sponsor we can get, right?
I told Brad if my heart explodes during the podcast, just drag me back outside and bury me.
So, everybody, it's a long-awaited thing. It's a fan favorite from last year, our best segment. It is.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's heroes, villains, and sidekicks.
It's heroes, villains, and sidekicks. Josh, I know you couldn't hear the job, but you can have your wife say it in your ear later because you were there with her.
Yeah.
Okay, heroes, villains, and sidekicks. For people that don't remember, heroes are our breakouts. Villains are our bust. Who do we think is going to be our Aaron Rodgers to Eric O'Neill's team?
Ugh.
He hates him so much.
He destroyed my team last year.
And
He is
then
excited for the new offense, though.
sidekicks are those sleepers, right? You're not really excited when you have them, but when they come through, you're so excited they're there to untie your rope so you can win a fantasy championship.
Bingo.
So let's start this off with the big daddies. Let's start this off with the heroes. Josh, give me your first hero.
All right, so I actually had two for this segment. I was only going to pick one of each, but my first one is very obvious. You guys already know about it, and I think the second one will surprise you, though. The first one, Mr. Sammy Watkins.
Gross.
He finished at 63rd last year in PPR. 63rd. Tyreek Hill finished 3rd in PPR. He had 137 targets, 12 touchdowns. Those targets and those TDs got to go somewhere because Patrick Mahomes is still going to put up about a 50-piece. So I'm fully expecting Sammy Watkins to take that leap. He's going to take over for Tyreek Hill because if not, they can cut him this year. And I really do believe Sammy Watkins is going to finally show the potential that he showed in his rookie season.
That's just stupid.
Yeah, Chuck doesn't agree with you there, Josh.
Neither does Eric, because
go ahead, Eric.
He's always hurt. He's always hurt.
I know he brings up Mark Ingram as being hurt.
Rookie season was the last time he played 16 games, right? I think we talked
And that
about
was
that
like
last
20 years ago?
podcast.
He could have played 16 2 years ago when he played for the LA Rams, but he had that. He missed one game, so I'm not putting the whole nother in.
So rookie season still.
Yeah, that Rams year, he was also hurt throughout the year. Questionable with rib injuries and soft nug.
Still earned him $50 million for 3 years, so
It did.
Tyreek Hill ain't gonna play. Mecole Hardman, the rookie, he's gonna get all them targets. No.
I like it.
Okay. You know, I mean, I think that's. Is it possible that he could be a breakout this year being on that team? Yes. But do I think the way Andy Reid schemes up plays does not work in Sammy Watkins' favor? Yes. Andy Reid's offense have always been favorable to fast wide receivers, not
Possession guys.
athletic wide receivers.
Sammy's fast.
But, I mean, ridiculous speed fast. Tyreek Hill, Deshaun Jackson, those guys have been the best in Andy Reid's offenses.
This is true. That's a fact.
Woo! That's sponsored by Budweiser
We'll see.
and the Leslie Knope Foundation. Go ahead, Eric. Give me your hero.
Hero. I like D.D. Westbrook.
Hey, Nick Foles has been throwing a nice deep ball. I mean, they've been going to Keelan Cole, but even the defense is going down there. Congratulations.
Yeah, so that would have been my last point on D.D. Westbrook. Nick Foles. I have on my notes. Nick Foles greater than Blake Bortles. So obvious upgrade at quarterback. Is Nick Foles really good? No, but he's better than Bortles. And he had 101 targets last season. He caught 66 balls for 717 yards and 5 scores. I think with Foles, and he is the clear-cut number one guy on that team. Because I don't think Marquise Lee is ever going to really be anything. So I think he's a clear-cut number one. He's got a quarterback upgrade. Fournette says he's prepped for a big season, so hopefully they can work off the play action. And I think he breaks 1,000 yards, and I think he gets a couple more scores. So if he has over 1,000 yards and say 8-9 scores, that's a great year.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible.
It's not too tough to see. I think it can definitely happen. The thing that you have to depend on is the Jacksonville Jaguars getting their stuff together and actually putting together a decent offense.
That's true.
They upgraded the quarterback situation, though.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure they did. I mean, Sean McVay may make Blake Bortles look like a Hall of Famer, but he's making Jared Goff look like a Hall of Famer.
It's a little bit of a long shot.
I don't know. I know Dede, whenever I utilized the Jaguars franchise in Madden, Dede became my number one pretty quick. So I do expect that to happen in real life.
I mean, it's more realistic than Sammy Watkins being a breakout guy. But.
All right, Josh, who's your other hero? Who's your other hero, Josh?
Okay, so same argument that we used for, basically that you guys attempted to use against Sammy Watkins, I will use for Mr. Mitchell Trubisky.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I like it.
I mean, he had a 3-week stretch of being a breakout last year, so yeah.
He can be your hero, baby. Okay?
He can take a bit of pain.
That's right. Oh, he should have got that drop. Anyway,
But
so
will he stand by you forever?
He only played in 14 games last year, and he finished 15th. I fully expect him to finish as a QB1 this year. He was only 20 points behind in 4-point passing per leagues, behind the number 12 QB, which made him at a QB1. I expect Mitchell Trubisky to be a top 10 quarterback next year.
Okay.
I
mean,
Second year in a Matt Nagy offense. A lot of these guys have returned. Allen Robinson will return to form. They have
your rankings didn't say that, but okay.
Tariq Cohen is still there. I really do think that Mitch Trubisky has a great chance to break out this season.
Okay. Do you think that he will be ahead of Andrew Luck?
No.
No. Okay. Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Is that yes? You kind of broke up there.
Yes, he could be.
Okay. Yes, ahead of Jared Goff. I'm just trying to see where you're plugging him in there. I can't even know the quarterback off the top of my head right now. It's right there on the fringe of QB1.
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Cam Newton's fault. He could beat Cam Newton this year.
Okay. All right. Well, we have to be something we re-attack later. Josh loves the Bears offense this year. Surprise, surprise, because Trey Burton's there.
And Scott, I didn't even mean to bring him up.
I know, but let's be honest. All right, Eric, give me another one of your heroes.
All right. Well, since Josh went with a QB, I'll go with the QB that I have on my list. You guys know I love him. We talked about him in the rankings.
Aaron Rodgers?
Absolutely not.
That's the one.
Go die in a hole, Rodgers.
Who cannot chug a beer, by the way.
He said make his next one a scotch, though.
He's
I
so
respect
weak.
that.
He's so
He
weak.
was in Game of Thrones, so back
Yeah,
And he died.
that's great. He should be at OTAs working those.
Who didn't
with his
die in Game of
receivers.
Thrones? The ones that died were happier about it because they didn't have to go to the end.
Don't draft Rodgers. My QB for breakout, Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
He finished 16 last year. So Josh, you said Trubisky finished what? 15?
Yeah.
All right, so right there with him, 17.1 points per game last year. I think he finishes top 7. I had him 5 in my rankings. I think he's a top 7 QB this year. Tons of weapons, added OBJ this year. I think, and the second year in the offense, Freddie Kitchens is ready to fire it up over there. It's going to get hot in the kitchens. So.
Yeah, I was actually
You throwing everything but the kitchen sink at you?
Sure.
So I was looking at reasons to maybe have him as a bust, as a villain, but I looked at it and I think, with OBJ being there, Todd Monken being there, the offense is going to get better as the season goes along. The defense is going to be much better. Todd Bowles is their defensive coordinator. I really do expect them to be a good team.
What? Hold on. Where's Todd Bowles defensive coordinator for? Tampa
He's the
Bay.
Browns.
Tampa
Oh,
Bay. He went back with Aaron. Yeah, it's not. Come on, we're football experts-ish.
No, that's all right. No, but their defense,
Because Bruce
he's right,
Arians got his
though.
whole
Their
offensive
defense
staff
is going to
up.
be better this year. And
yeah.
they might add Gerald McCoy.
No, it's Steve Wilkes.
There we go.
Steve
There we go.
Wilkes is the
Yes. That is
Yeah.
correct.
And then if they add Gerald McCoy, that defensive line rotation is just going to be absolutely terrifying. They're going to be so well rested. They're going to pin their ears back and they're going to destroy people.
Okay. Any other heroes you want to bring up, Josh? Any other heroes?
That's all I got.
Eric, any other ones you want to
I
bring
got
up?
one more.
Okay, let's hear it.
Maybe I'm getting too cute with this. Maybe, or
let's
maybe
get
just a
cute.
dynasty guy that you might want to look into, or if you're in a deeper league, maybe a 14 or 16 team league.
I'm in a couple of those. They suck.
They do.
Dude, it sucks
You're
so bad.
struggling to fill out those second positions, right? So I like Zay Jones with Buffalo.
Okay. I mean, I think the offense is going to get better. Josh Allen another year. A little more protection there. Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
it.
he's a good sized guy. He got 102 targets last year.
He's not. He doesn't have off-season injuries where he jumped through a
Nope,
window.
he played all 16. So 56 receptions, 652 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Now, granted, most of his production last year was those touchdowns, but I could expect those numbers to probably stay the same. And I think you'll see him catch. I think Josh Allen hopefully gets a little bit more accurate this season. And
if he had time to throw, we could.
That would help. That would help a lot. Yeah.
We could judge his action.
Maybe he gets a little bit better throwing on the run, a little more accurate with that. He obviously liked him if he targeted him that much. And honestly, even if they're bad, they're going to chuck it in garbage time. And a point's a point in fantasy. Who cares, right? So I like Zay Jones in deeper leagues and maybe Dynasty.
Okay. Now our next family feud style game. It is wide receivers. We're going to put the top 10 answers on the board. It is defensive adjusted yards above replacement.
So we're talking. Wait, we're talking about defenses then?
No. It's just think about it as yards above replacement. So these wide receivers, the yards they would got above the replacement. How they played that. Similar to the baseball stat of WAR, wins over replacement. Similar to that, but it's yards over replacement because they're wide receivers. The defense adjusted just makes it because.
So your instead of war.
Yes.
Dior. Like the cologne or the perfume?
Who's going first?
Josh, go ahead. I went first last time. You go ahead.
I will take Mr. DeAndre Hopkins.
He's number 2.
Oh, no surprises there.
Easy kill.
With 455.
Guy's a freak. He's awesome. He's great.
Okay, who you got after that? After Nuke, who you got? Nuke is number 2.
Michael Thomas
is number 3.
Pretty standard fare so far.
Okay, so far.
Antonio Brown.
Not on the list. There's your first X.
Wow.
Antonio Brown, because you got to remember, Juju had a good season last year, so his replacement's numbers would have been higher.
Oh, so it's going off like your number 2.
Yeah,
okay.
And actually, Juju had better.
See, that's the thing.
Yards
I didn't really understand.
Yards above replacement. So if they replaced him with somebody, what was his yards?
You still got 2 out of the 5.
DeAndre Hopkins is 455 yards above his replacement.
Devontae Adams is on the list.
Devontae Adams is not in the top 10. He is at number, I believe it is 17. What is right? You're kind of breaking up on us. So I know it's probably because you're getting all crazy. You have two X's now.
Now the whole category doesn't make sense to me at all.
I can't believe Devontae Adams isn't in there.
Well, go call Football Outsiders, see what they want to say about it.
All right, I'm gonna go with Mike Evans.
Mike Evans is number 4.
Killing it, Josh. Nice.
2, 3, and 4. Okay, I feel good about that.
You're missing a couple easy kills.
Is he?
Well, I don't want to go because so there's one that I'm thinking of, and I'm thinking that because he had such a good year, but I'll try Julio Jones.
Yes, he is number 6.
Okay, I was worried.
You're missing a big time one. Still another big daddy. You're missing him.
This doesn't include tight ends, right? This is strictly wide.
No,
okay. Strictly wide receivers. All right.
Well, OBJ was hurt last year.
He was. That is correct.
So he didn't have a great year.
Oh my God.
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill. The number 1 wide receiver last year? Yes, he is number 5.
But he's 5th. Okay. Who is 1?
Calm down.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's calm down here, boys. Let's just take it easy. What about Jules? Is Jules on there?
Julian Edelman is not on the list. That is 3 strikes. Eric, for the steal.
That was 3?
That was 3 strikes, yes.
I thought it was 2. All right.
Devontae Adams being 17 really screwed me.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense, but
hey, call Football Outsiders, see what they want to say about this.
I will. I'll call them right after this.
Based on their second guy.
Don't go so much based off second guy because I'll throw you off with number 10. So don't. Try to think of some good wide receivers from last year. Had a lot of yards.
A lot of yards last year.
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of somebody that you didn't name already. Because you got like the top 5 guys.
He did. He got the easy kills out of the way. All right, Pudding. 10 seconds on the clock. Go now.
Just pick a name, dude.
I don't know. Robert Woods.
Oh, he is number 11. Robert Woods is not on the list. He was 11.
That was so close. Nice guess.
He was at 316. The guy at number 10 is at 318. His teammate, Brandon Cooks, is above him at 10.
Oh,
Dude,
Brandon Cooks.
heart-wrenching.
It could have been either one of those
Yeah.
guys.
Brandon Cooks at 10. Then we have Keenan Allen at
Oh,
9.
Stupid.
Adam Thielen. I don't know if you're Adam Thielen. You heard of him? He is at
He
number
wasn't
8.
that much better than Diggs, though.
He wasn't, but maybe because he was in the slot, they considered that the replacement. I don't
Maybe.
know.
Okay. All right.
He was actually relatively high. T.Y. Hilton was next.
Yeah, I'm dumb again. Yep.
At 7. Then we said 6 was Julio. 5 was Tyreek. 4 was Mike Evans. 3 was Michael Thomas. 2 was Nuke Hopkins. Number 1, nobody got. But Josh, number 1 is going to be the wide receiver you watch the most next year. You're going to be watching his stats very closely and where he finishes.
Oh,
Because that nice head
no
of hair that's
way.
sitting under that hat is number 1. Mr. Tyler Lockett was number 1 on this
Unbelievable.
list. He is actually Football Outsiders #1 ranked wide receiver last year.
They're clearly stupid. I no longer trust this website.
Well, his catch rate was 81%. Yeah. They also he causes a lot of defensive pass interferences for a lot of yards, so that adds a lot to his list too.
Okay.
So
now I see why you chose this stat.
yes, I figured that
dig.
was obvious.
He really wants you to shave your head.
Makes a lot
All
of
right,
sense.
so Tyler Lockett was
For any
number 1.
new
All
listeners
right.
that we have, they have a bet going. If Tyler Lockett finishes 16 or better next year, Josh is going to shave his head.
With no repercussions on my side, so of course I take that dip.
Which I'm fine with that.
Okie dokie. Then let's get our villain
I'm not gonna
on.
freak out if I don't have time.
Okay, let's get our villain on. Couldn't hear what that Diego Adney was, but hey, get our villains. Eric, go ahead and kill me with the villain. If you say Aaron Rodgers, we
I
already
am
know
not
it.
going to say Aaron Rodgers, but sticking with kind of sticking with my rankings, but Todd Gurley, he's my villain. He's my number 1 villain this year. Oh, yeah.
You think he's gonna bust?
He's going to be the Joker.
Okay, so by bust, what are you saying? So right now he's probably a top 5 pick.
I
Are
say
you
he
saying
falls
that
out of
he's gonna-
RB1
He's going to be an RB2 next year.
by bust.
Very similar to his second year in the
Yes.
league, where he will get a lot of work but not be great, or he'll get a lot of efficiency work but it'll be scattered.
I
What do you
think
think
it's going to be scattered. So, found a little nug on Rams
nugs.
Wire. So, arthritic knee, we know it feels good, quote unquote. That's all we know. We've talked about that
So is
before.
mine.
But they drafted Darrell Henderson. Since 2010, 21 running backs have been drafted in the 3rd round. More than half carried the ball at least 100 times as rookies, with 9 rushing for more than 500 yards. Kareem Hunt is the best example of that. He had 1,200 yards that season. So I think Darrell Henderson. I know they kept Malcolm. Help me out.
Malcolm
Brown. I think he's just there as depth. I know they matched his offer from Detroit. I think he's just there as depth. And I think Darrell Henderson sees a lot of work. And I think Gurley gets hurt. I think that knee doesn't hold up over the course of the season. Am I out of time? Yeah.
No, you're good. Okay. All right. I mean, it's a very big possibility. We saw the number 2 overall pick last year get everybody 0 points. Le'Veon Bell last year was the number 2 overall pick. So.
Yeah.
Okay, Josh.
He was a huge villain last year.
Yeah. So, Josh, who was your first villain on your list?
Oh man, it pains me to say this, but I'm going to go with Philip Lindsay.
Josh, I also had him on my villain
Is
list.
this more of a he'll regress, or that who's the rookie they drafted last year with him?
Royce Freeman.
Royce Freeman. Is it Royce Freeman going to take over the workload?
I do believe so.
You believe Royce Freeman? New coaching staff, they're going to pay the
I
money.
think this offense is going to be a little more physical this year. And even though Philip Lindsay, he appeared to be a pretty good physical back, he's 5'8", 190 pounds.
With
He's
the broke
he's a small guy. He did finish 13th last year, which was great, and it was unexpected for an undrafted free agent. But remember, they drafted Royce Freeman to be the guy. 192 carries for Philip Lindsay is just it's too much. And Royce Freeman only saw 130. And you got to remember, a lot of people don't know this, but Royce Freeman was actually almost just as good as Philip Lindsay on a yards per carry basis. So I expect him to get more work. 6 foot, 229 pounds. He's a much bigger guy. He's going to fit in with that physical style of offense that Vic Fangio wants to run. And I can't trust Philip Lindsay this year, guys, especially where he's being drafted.
Okay. Something also that I noticed last year with Royce Freeman was that he faced the most 8 in the box of any running back out there, and Philip Lindsay was at the bottom of that list. So if that number comes up, if those numbers equalize a little more, you're going to see Royce Freeman actually show that talent that I think he has.
And those numbers should bear out because Flacco's there now, so they actually have somebody that can kind of throw the ball a little bit, and that should open up the running game a little bit for them. But Josh, I'm in total agreement with you. I had Philip Lindsay on my list too. Digging around for info on this, his wrist will limit him in OTAs, so it's still not 100% even now. So what are the chances that he reactivates that injury? Huge. I think they're almost 100%.
We saw David Johnson have a similar injury that happened earlier in the season, and he was still affected by it in the beginning of the season. So he has a shorter time to recover from.
Yeah, if he punches somebody else in the helmet or tries to stiff arm somebody, there goes that wrist again. Whoops. Royce Freeman, here he comes.
All right, Eric. Eric, you got another villain?
Yeah. A lot of people are high on Tevin Coleman. I'm not. I think he's going to be a bust. I know they have a lot of depth there. They have a stable of running backs in San Francisco.
That's not a stable. That's a freaking horse farm.
Yeah.
A bunch of
There's no
guys.
studs in that barn. Let's just say that.
There's all the studs in that. Rob, I know you're listening. They're all studs. I got it. Wink, wink.
No, he had 800 yards rushing last year on 167 attempts, 4 touchdowns, caught 32 balls and had 5 scores. That was his first season playing all 16 games last year. And they're talking about him being their goal line back. There's no way. In no world do I think that he's the goal line guy for them. So I don't think he vultures any touchdowns there in the red zone. And I don't think he plays all 16 games again. So
he could be their goal line back if they're going for a pass first goal line offense. Because I think he has that ability. We've seen him use that way in Atlanta a little bit, where they wanted to throw the ball at the goal line. They put Tevin Coleman.
Wouldn't you?
Because he can get a little chip block and then float out to the flat.
He can, but I feel like Kittle's going to be the red zone target, or Debo, or any of those other guys would be a better option than him.
And you got to remember, if you are a San Francisco running back, you will get hurt.
Yes. Well, if you're a San Francisco player, you'll get hurt. That happened last year.
I mean,
they need to work on their training staff.
Raheem Mostert, he already has to have another surgery on that same arm. Matt Breida's already been injured in training camp. I'm with you right there, man. I totally expect Tevin Coleman to be a complete villain this year. Total bust.
Josh, you have any more villains you want to talk about?
I got no more villains. I'm ready to get to my sidekick.
Eric, any other villains you would like to bring up?
I'll just mention. I do. Lev Bell. I tried to find some stats on how much Adam Gase targets his running backs, what his offensive philosophy is.
But he doesn't want Lev Bell. He says he doesn't like having Lev Bell.
My point. He doesn't want him. He didn't want to pay him that much. He wasn't the GM at the time. He is the de facto GM now. And he has no real offensive philosophy. He talked about all the stuff I read. He was talking about. I just want to do what's good to help the team win during the game. I don't care if run pass is even or 60-40 or whatever. I couldn't find any real strong target numbers in terms for Kenyon Drake or anybody that they had on the team in Miami there. And I think he's going to get hurt too. So I think it's going to be a similar thing to.
It almost makes you wonder.
What's that, Josh?
It almost makes you wonder why he got another head coaching job.
The old carousel. Round and round we go.
Okay. One last little game before we get into our side chicks. We got this is an easy one. I'm not going to go too crazy. Quarterback completion percentage from last year. Just give me the top 5. Who wants to go first? Eric, go first.
Completion percentage.
Completion percentage quarterback last year. We're just going to go top 5.
Completion percentage. Top 5.
Drew Brees.
Whoa, okay. Just give him answers there. I said Eric go first. Wow.
I didn't even hear him.
Okay. Well, good. Eric didn't hear you.
Yep,
He's not listening.
I'm trying to think, and then I just draw a blank. Completion percentage, quarterbacks. Let's go with Deshaun Watson.
Oh my God, no.
Okay.
All right, Josh, you said Drew Brees. Drew Brees is number 1.
Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm not good under pressure.
Give me the next. You have number 1. We need the top 5 answers on the board.
Let's go Matt Ryan.
Nope. He is number 6.
Deshaun Watson
was 7.
Come on. Who did Josh say?
Mariota's 8, by the way, just in case you're wondering.
Oh, he said Jameis.
Mariota's 8.
Yeah. You said
Matt Ryan, correct?
You said Matt Ryan, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. He was 6. You got another one?
I will go with Big Ben.
Big Ben is 12th.
Oof.
So you got 2 X's on the board.
You gonna get any of these?
You gonna get any of these?
I got Drew Brees. I got the number 1 answer, dude. So suck it.
Well, you gotta get
all of them to get the points in Family Feud. I don't know if you ever watched the show. Steve Harvey's mustache is disappointed in you.
Not a big fan of Steve Harvey.
Huge fan of him.
So I want to say Tom Brady, but I don't believe that for one moment.
No, there's only 5 guys actually, or 4 guys with over a 70% completion.
I'm going with Jared Goff.
Jared Goff is not correct. He is way down there with Tom Brady, who are both underneath Eli Manning.
Ew.
Yes. So, Eric, do you have a steal?
Yeah, but I'm going to play this honorably. I appreciate your help,
okay.
but I'm going to try and win this on my own. So let's go with...
I gave him the big surprise.
Yeah, he did. It wasn't that surprising when I saw it, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah.
Let's go with... How about Matty Stafford?
Matt Stafford is not. He is above Eli, which is above Tom Brady and Jared Goff, 2 of.
Oh, I should have went Russell Wilson. I'm so dumb.
Which is wrong with 2.
Which is wrong with 2.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I just suck.
So we have number 1 is Drew Brees. Number 2, Nick Foles.
Boo.
Nick Foles, who's going to
I
Jacksonville.
mean, makes my case, but boo.
He is at 73% completion percentage last year. Then we have Kirk Cousins at 70%.
He's trash.
We have Carson Wentz at 70.1% at 4. And then number 5 at 69.8%. 0.2% above Matt Ryan. We have Derek Carr. Derek.
No.
All he threw was slants and to the running back last year. Like, he can't do anything else. Of course.
Carr.
That makes sense.
But his number 1 target.
Is gone now, Jared Cook. So
Yeah, but he got
I see that
Antonio
falling down
Brown.
really fast.
He did get Antonio Brown.
He did get Antonio Brown. So
At least he has a good
at least he has a good completion
completion.
percentage.
Drew Brees going to make Jerry Cook look good, though.
So,
Yep.
I don't know what this means.
So I don't know what this means, but let's get
Josh
into our
shakes his head
sidekicks.
derisively at me. Get out of here.
Sidekicks.
Eric, give me your first sidekick.
Eric, give me your first sidekick.
My first sleeper. I like Curtis Samuel.
Why?
So I think he's the better receiver on the team. I think he's better than DJ Moore. So looking at their points differential last year, DJ Moore had 157 points in PPR. Curtis Samuel had 136.8. He had almost 20 less targets. He had more scores. Obviously, he caught less receptions, but 39 receptions, 494 yards. I think he's the better receiver on that team. I think Cam's going to go to him more often than DJ Moore. So I like him. I like him as like a middle to high wide receiver.
And he went to the Ohio State.
I hate that. As a Penn State fan, that offends me.
The Ohio State.
The Ohio State. Josh,
What do you think about this?
what do you think about this?
For me, I decided. I mean, I actually think it's a good pick. The only problem that I have is that Cam Newton has never. I think Steve Smith is the only number one receiver he's ever produced, and that's because Steve Smith was great before Cam Newton got there. I think Christian McCaffrey would be a great number one receiver if he played that position. I don't know, man. I'm worried. I know Curtis Samuel's in his third to take that 3-year lead, but I'm just not buying it, man. I don't think Cam Newton is that guy. Now, I do think that Curtis Samuel could be a really good wide receiver 3, possibly even a low-end wide receiver 2, but I think even that might be a stretch.
But I mean, if you get that from a guy who's probably not going to be drafted,
Oh, yeah.
sleeper potential.
If you go zero wide receiver,
If you go zero wide receiver, if you go running back, grab you a good tight end, be a good wide receiver to grab a lottery
Could
ticket
be
on.
deeper leagues, dynasty, maybe something to look at.
All right,
Yep.
Josh, who is your
All right, Josh,
side
who
chick?
is your first side chick?
What?
First, I'm going to go with a gentleman who plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Mr. Ronald Jones III.
Okay, that's Ronald Jones.
Okay, that's Ronald Jones III for people who might have it breaking up. He said Rojo. We are having a little bit of Skype issues right now. Josh is so mile high right now. His phone's not coming in too well.
Why do you love Ronald Jones?
Why do you love Ronald Jones?
2 words, Bruce Arians.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
So you think he's going to use him like he did
what
DJ?
He did with
Okay.
David Johnson was just turn him into one of the best running backs in all of football, much less fantasy football. And Ronald Jones is a bit of a similar player to David Johnson. I'm not saying he is David Johnson, but he is a great pass-catching back, and I fully expect Bruce Arians to utilize him in that sense, especially considering that Jameis likes to throw it deep, but he can't see very far. So I think Rojo is a prime candidate. We know what Peyton Barber is. Peyton Barber is a
Alabama running.
he's a
Alabama
plotter. He's a
running-
middle
or
of the road
Auburn
kind of
running
back. I love the guy. I love the guy, but he's not a great running back. And I think Ronald Jones can be that guy.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, my dynasty team says, please, Lord, let it happen.
Yeah.
Please, Lord,
And a
bear me
lot of
strength.
the big outlets agree with you, Josh. I saw Rojo a lot of places for breakout guys. I saw him for sleepers. So hopefully he's that guy. Hopefully with all the weapons they have there to throw to, he doesn't see 8 men in the box and he has a good year. We'll see what happens.
Eric, you got another side
Sure.
chick on there?
I'm gonna go with Darrell Henderson because of what I stated earlier. I think he's going to get a bunch of carries. I think Gurley's going to get hurt. I think he's going to be the guy. I don't think Malcolm Brown is going to get much volume there if Gurley goes down. I think they drafted him for that specific reason. When Gurley goes down, they think he can be a 3-down guy, and he's going to get a lot more carries than a lot of people think this year.
Okay, so he is your
Okay, so he is your go-to handcuff for Gurley. Then.
Yeah, I would say that.
If you are a Gurley owner who's going to draft Gurley in the first round, you're taking him late in the draft.
I would, for sure.
Okay.
What do you think, Josh?
I think not Malcolm Brown, sorry. I think that he is he's a great sleeper potential candidate because, like you said, I don't expect Todd Gurley to hold up this year either. I don't think that he's going to straight up bust, but I don't think that they want to use him as much as they have been doing. And I think it's a great pick, man. I really do.
Appreciate that.
Josh, do you have any other sleepers?
Josh, do you have any other sleepers over there on your list?
Anybody else you want to mention?
Dak Prescott.
You know
he was the worst quarterback in Alex last year. Alex, worst
Yeah,
quarterback.
I
in
know.
Alex. Look it up.
That's all right. I know.
That was a dig at me. I'm sure. Does anybody seen? They haven't finalized his contract yet. I haven't seen anything about it. Okay.
No, they have
He's
not.
a $30 million man.
He's not.
So let's just tease up on him. Okay?
All right, I'm going to throw a sleeper out there. I'm going to throw a little Josh Allen out there for you guys.
Josh Allen, the quarterback.
Josh
That ties in
Allen,
nicely with my
quarterback.
Zay Jones pick.
He was number 3 in Alex last year.
What is that exactly?
Error less than expected.
air yards less than expected.
Which is a really
Now you're just
which is a
making
really good
stuff up.
stat. No, I'm not. It's right here.
Stupid stat.
It's a great stat. It was a great stat,
worked amazingly.
and it worked amazingly for whoever I used it for last year,
Which is, I think, Mitchell Trubisky.
Mitchell Trubisky. But
I think a new offense,
I think a new offense,
more targets,
more weapons out there. Offensive line hopefully improves. You can see Josh Allen being a good, quarterback you're going to pick up off the trash heap if you're streaming. You're going to be able to use him this year in some choice matchups.
Maybe against the Jets because
Adam Gase doesn't know what he's doing.
And then
I think he belongs in the trash.
And then a hero that nobody mentioned, which I was very upset about, was Chris Godwin.
I can't believe you guys didn't bring him up.
I can't believe you guys.
I wasn't that high
up.
on him in my rankings. I'm not going to put him in there.
I didn't because I was going to be like, oh yeah, Brad's going to be upset if I steal his.
Again, if you're stealing from me again.
That's why I didn't say it. That's why I didn't say it because it was an easy kill.
Yeah, it is an easy kill. It's a guy I'm super high on this year. I think he's going to be
Maybe not have
better numbers than Mike Evans, but I think that team will produce two wide receivers that are either wide receiver ones or the second one as a Verge wide receiver one.
Okay.
Because Bruce
Arians isn't.
He knows how to use his offense well.
He knows how to use his offense.
I'm kind of surprised nobody said Damian Williams for heroes.
After his playoff run, I think he's going to be overdrafted. I think he's more likely.
Yeah, I
to be
think
a
it's just.
villain than a hero.
I agree with you. There's a lot of hype, but I don't think it's substantiated for any reason.
And Carlos Hyde, as much as guys might hate him, he's still there.
I think I'd rather have Darwin Thompson, to be honest with you.
Really? Interesting.
He's the guy that drafted.
You're into some Darwinism? You're into some Darwinism over there?
Yes.
Yeah, because, I mean, Damian Williams is like kind of the hot ticket right now. Everybody's like, oh, well, they got to replace all that Kareem Hunt production, and Damian Williams is going to be the guy to do it. I think they're just going to sling it more, but that's me.
Well, they got to do something because they got to replace Tyreek Hill.
We don't even know if they have to
true.
replace him yet. We still don't know what's going on with the Tyreek Hill thing. It's
Out there in the open.
But, Josh, anything else you want to add to the show before we wrap this thing up?
Nope, looks like nothing.
Nothing.
Apparently, people in Denver are jerks.
I hear that's the greatest city ever.
I hear that's the greatest city ever.
It's a great town. I love being in Denver. It's great.
Well, Denver's great, but they mess up your car. And they don't care about
that's
it.
unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
All right, Eric, anything you got?
All right, Eric,
Sure,
anything
I
you
got two more sleepers I like. I love
Okay,
Miles
let's hear 'em.
Sanders coming out of Penn State. Yeah, homer pick,
pick.
exactly. But his last season in college, 220 attempts, 1,274 yards, 5.8 yards per carry, 9 scores. Big Ten, I know it's not the SEC, but
Sure ain't, buddy.
I mean, it's Penn State. They produce great talents like Larry Johnson.
he was good for a couple years. Kajana Carter,
He was.
come on. He blew out his knee like season 2, but that's fine. Kerry Collins, glug. He did.
He went to the Super
That's
Bowl.
true. No, I like Miles Sanders there. I don't think Jordan Howard's going to be what they hope he's going to be. And it's going to be a running back by committee. So I think Miles Sanders will surprise some people with how good he is. And I like David Montgomery, too, up in Chicago. I didn't realize he was 222 pounds. So he's a good size. He's a good size dude. And he
He's
rushed
beefcake.
for over 1,100 and 1,200 yards his last 2 seasons at Iowa State. 11 scores and 13 scores and over 4.5 yards per carry. So I like him there too because I don't think Tariq Cohen's is going to be the guy they hope he is. I think he's still going to be, targeted a lot in PPR. But he's not that I need to get 3 hard yards in a cloud of dust kind of guy and break some tackles. He's never going to be that guy.
Okay.
All right, well, that's all we got.
All right. Well, if that's all we got for the show, Josh, I'll wrap this up since you're having a little bit of audio difficulties coming in. I want to people to make sure they can hear us. But I'd like to thank everybody for listening to Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. Please tell your friends, tell your wives, tell your moms, tell your dads, tell your sisters, tell your brothers, tell your unborn children. I don't care. We just need people to listen to us, get the word out there about the wagon. Okay? Jump on the wagon with us. You can find us on Twitter at EmptyWagonFF. You can find Josh at
FF Josh Hughes.
FF Josh Hughes.
Gunsville 19.
You can find me at Tack Jones. So if you pick up any one of those, just find us. We'll tweet out the rest. I'm not great at the endings. This is Josh's job. Why'd you have to leave me?
We miss you.
Oh my God. We need you back. Bye.
I'll be back next week. Bye, guys. Have fun tonight.
Yeah. Later, buddy. Be safe.
No problem.
Bye.
Cool, dude. Later. Have a good night, kids. You know, okay. Cool. I think this is too. All right. Now I got to figure out. Remember how to do this.
Ooh, there were some tough spots.